Oh, that was a long day of work. I'm exhausted, and I feel like sitting on the sofa would be the best thing to do this evening. However, I know better. The best thing to do to raise my energy up so that I feel like I'm ready to face the things that I need to address this evening is to start working on my ball. So I've been working on my ball and practicing it with it, and my balance has gotten pretty good, so I don't need to get my chairs out or balance with my coffee table. But if I do, I would still be using them. So I'm just going to start mobilizing my spine by taking that ball back and forth and allowing myself to tune into my own body. Let go of all those things that were causing you stress and trouble at work, and bring yourself right into this space of your body, of your personal awareness. Now I want you to notice something. I'm going to turn sideways. There's two ways you can do this. So I'm working my trunk right now and my pelvis on the ball. Tightening my tummy muscles, crunching in, and then opening up. So I'm tightening my back muscles and stretching. When we sit at computers, and almost everybody sits at computers at least some hours of the day, or we stand and do cash registers or those types of things, we're typically rounded forward or our arms are forward. So when we open up the spine and then close it down, we're helping to balance our body from that long day of that static, sustained posture. And that static, sustained posture is exhausting. So open yourself up and then close down. Notice how your energy starts to change. You don't feel as tired. Look around the room you're in. Look for beautiful objects. Why are those objects in that space and in your home? In your room, so that you're aware of being in that space where you're taking care of other needs. You're no longer taking care of the needs that are present at work. So then you're going to do those circles, both directions. We tend to repeat that where we feel stuck, right? We keep going over and over those spots where we feel stuck. I want you to try something and play with it. Try doing the opposite. Find the space that feels the best in these movements and do those movements. So if this spot from 12 to 6 feels the best to me, going through my 9 on the left, I'm going to work that area because when I go the other direction, I feel like there's some tightness in my pelvis. So I'm going to work this for several minutes, or actually you are, and then I'm going to go back and try those areas that were tight and notice how they feel. There's a whole theory behind this, but when we work those areas that feel the best to us, it starts to open up the areas that are restricting us. So just experiment with that and see what it feels like to notice how your body responds and how your body feels as you change your movements up and really connect into them. Then again, if you don't have bladder problems, you don't have any problems with inflammation of any tissues in the pelvis, you can do some bouncing on the ball. This is very helpful to stimulate the lymph flow. Again, if you have a job where you sit a lot, you can feel very stagnated, and that bouncing helps stimulate your system to get those fluids moving so that you're going to have more energy and more focus as you go into your evening with the tasks that you're required to do or that you choose to do during that evening. So spend those few minutes just having some fun and playing on the ball. Another move you can do is stand up and walk around the ball and lean over it. Let your spine elongate into both sides. Let your head drop down to the floor and just breathe into this movement. Now after a minute or two, you do want to bring your head up so that you can kind of let the blood run back out of it. But you can do it several times to help open up, elongate, and stretch that spine after it's sit or stood all day long in whatever you do. You can also go over the ball backwards. Now, I will tell you this involves a little bit more balance than going over the frontwards. So be sure that you practice on the ball before you get to this point. Don't just get a ball and do this right away. You want to practice and make sure you can sit and control the ball and do some of the other movements so you're familiar with how the ball works and how your body's working. But you can lay back over the ball or get your spouse to kind of stand and spot you so that if you start to go over to one side or another, they'll be able to help you remain stable. So be sure your feet are hip width apart, and then you can lean back over the ball and open your arms up and stretch your spine, opening it up, elongating. Breathing into that elongation. You can start stretching your legs, touching the floor on the other side with your hands. And then coming back up to the tucked position and rolling up. Notice how you start to feel differently. Notice how your energy comes up and you're starting to feel like, whew, yeah, I can take care of dinner and cleanup and homework and pets and all of the other things, another meeting, all of the other things that you want to do in your life. So take those few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes can make a substantial difference in your energy level and the rest of the evening and how you feel and how you interact with the other people in your lives. If you want more tips and tidbits, subscribe to the YouTube channel Move to Improve. That's Move the number 2 Improve. I'm Mary Thomas, and I invite you to step into balance.